and welcome back to Conan Exiles on the PlayStation 4. This episode has been a long time coming, mostly due to my internet provider and lack of service due to noise on the cables. Anyway, I'm Rovarth and I'm back, and in the background you can see the base has been modified ever so slightly, and I'd like to give you a quick tour. We start the tour outside, where we have added a Shrine of Mitra in order to make ambrosia, and if we go up the stairs, the Wheel of Pain has been upgraded to tier 2, and we have placed the Torturer's work table. As we enter the first tower, it now has a black ice entrance to unlock the journey step for upgrading the building to the highest tier. However, it was the frame and not the door itself that unlocks the step. The ground floor area is the same, save for the addition of the Tanathral. We'll head straight up and show the main changes to the second floor. The Carpenter Thrall seems to have glitched. I swear he had short dark hair and clothes on earlier. This is the new kitchen area. We have a fluid press, stove, grinder, fermentation barrel, a big naked guy and a dryer. Sorry, a bearer thrall. Through here is the bedroom where the entertainer thrall is located. Moving downstairs again, we have added a blacksmith and an alchemist to the workstations there, as well as more furnaces. As for the crops, they have been moved outside and we have added beehives for honey. I will skip the storage room as it remains unaltered. Now for the main addition to the base, we needed somewhere to locate our map room. So, we have added this large tower. Below is a grand hall where we can display any trophies from our adventures and go nuts with decorative items. The pillars provide enough support to be able to fully enclose this room. Finally, heading back outside, we have a new elevator that takes us up to the map room. The next artefact we require is the Mask of the Witch Queen. For that, we need to head into the swamp and the forgotten city of Xalthar, or Xalthar, where the palace of the Witch Queen is located. We are at Xalthar's crossing, and the path behind me leads to the Avenue of the Sun and to the forgotten city of Xalthar. As we initially head up the path, there is a tablet to read here.
Hold, Bonded One. For you, this path leads only to trouble. Your people dwell east of here in the swamps, but to cross the cursed wall is death. Understand the wall was built to power the bracelets, to give sorcerers power when far from home. But your betrayal forced our hands. Now the wall is a barrier, and only those with permission may pass. Your kind do not have permission. You are trapped within these lands. It was our ultimate defense against the treachery of your kind. Do not go east.
Keep going up the path until you reach the Avenue of the Sun. We need to fight our way past birds, chimps and gorillas that patrol the city. No route is wrong, but the one I take is pretty much direct to the palace itself, with a quick detour into the Black Garden. Once at the end, turn right and head down the stairs. There is a statue of a dragon in the centre of the courtyard that can be a handy reference point if you get lost in the city. The Black Garden is just beyond the courtyard to the right, and we'll head down there now. The garden is covered in a blanket of noxious gas, so if needed, you can use the sandstorm mask to stop taking damage, but you can simply run in and grab a plant if you just want the journey step completed for XP gain. Head back out and we need to go around the outside of the Black Garden. Once you turn the corner of the building, the Celestial Plaza is directly ahead. Go up the stairs, and from the landing you can see the palace beyond. There are stairs here either side of the landing. You can go down and then fight your way to the palace. Once you have entered the palace of the Witch Queen, head straight up the stairs and into the throne room beyond. Walk towards the Witch Queen. Now hold it. There should be a dialogue with the Queen prior to the fight. In the centre, on the throne, is the Witch Queen. To the left and right are two large warrior statues wielding two-handed axes. Also note the masks adorning the walls that surround the room.
The bracelet you wear marks you my enemy!
Now that your bracelet has marked you an enemy of the Queen, the statue on the left will now be animated and begin to attack. For this, any two-handed weapon will do, but I like the sword as it has faster attacks than the axe or the mace, and I am currently using the ancient two-handed sword. The statue has a simple set of attacks to counter. Wait for him to swing the axe, aim for the rear leg and attack. Start with light attacks and switch to special attacks. You should be able to get a full combo in before he can attack again. Then either dodge or run away from him. This time I did not get away as fast and have activated his secondary attack. If you stay close to him, he will try to stamp his foot to crush you. Don't attack when he does it. Stay at range and force him to come to you. He then reverts to his primary attack, and you can focus on his leg once more. This tactic makes the statue easy to fight, and like I've said previously, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. we'll have him down to about a third of health left, so it should only take a few more combos to finish him. Once you hear the sound of breaking stone, the statue is dead. At this point, the masks that line the perimeter of the room now activate. These shoot beams of light that inflict damage, and thankfully they do not one-shot you. The beams will fire here in all possible locations to show the player where it is safe to remain during the fight. The second statue is now animated. The tactic against this statue remains the same. Stay at range so he swings his axe, then counter-attack. Now though, we also need to avoid the beams of light too. This is not as difficult as it sounds, and one tip I would give is that the beams tend to fire in the opposite direction to where they were just fired. So if you're not able to remain in the centre of the room, head where the beam previously fired, as it should not fire from that location consecutively. Once the statue has been defeated, the Witch Queen will attack you herself, and for a limited time, the beams cease to fire. At this point, switch weapons to the steel trident. I have found this is by far the best weapon against her. She is meant to walk down the steps here, but teleporting on me works too. Dodge and get some range from her and counter-attack. Don't panic if you run out of stamina, just keep walking away from her and you should still avoid her attacks. You need to use the trident against her in a specific way to make the fight fairly simple to manage. You may have noticed I'm not using light attacks, as this would mean the trident would swing from side to side, and that is the main issue with using other two-handed weapons and single-handed weapons against her. Swinging from side to side means you are then fighting toe-to-toe with the Witch Queen. This we need to avoid as she hits very hard. Use special attacks only and limit those attacks to 2 or 3 at the very most. The reason for limiting the attacks is that it leaves enough stamina for you to dodge or run away. That leads me into my armour choice. I went for a medium armour set, as it means I can roll away when I dodge and means she cannot hit me either. Once you get her health down to about 60%, the beams of light will reactivate, making the timing of your attacks more important. The good thing about the special attacks is that they still take a decent amount of health from her. The whole fight should take no longer than 10 to 15 minutes. It is important when she is nearly dead not to try to take her down with a full combo of attacks. It will leave you open to attack from her and if she's allowed to get a full combo on you, it means you are dead. Once she is dead, you can loot her corpse and take the Mask of the Witch Queen, and you will also get the key to Razma's quarters. Don't leave the room just yet. There may not be a tablet to learn new recipes, however you can interact with the throne. This will teach you the Lemurian royal and warrior armour sets, and also the Lemurian sword and pike. The armour and weapons learned here can only be made at level 60 as they require feats. Hilt maker for the sword and shaft maker for the pike. As for the armour, they require the Exile Exotics feat, also learned at level 60. Fortunately, we can use the single player admin panel to show you what these items will look like. The key unlocks this building in Sepamiru City, which is Razma's quarters. Now, prior to entering here, for lore purposes, I would visit Conan, located at the inn, also in Sepamiru.
Any fool can see that you need answers.
During your conversation with him, he mentions Razma and asks for any information pertaining to her whereabouts.
There is a woman. I freed her from the cross just as I did you. I followed her trail across the exiled lands. I missed her here by a scant few hours. She had left in search of a map room and a way to free herself from the exiled lands. Her trail ended in the map room. She was gone and all of her companions slaughtered. Listen. If you have news of Razma of Shem, let me know.
Back to Razma, and she gives you more information about the bracelet, and also reiterates what the archivist told us previously.
I truly don't know what I will do now that I have my freedom. Conan has offered to accompany me north, back to my home city in Shem. My palace awaits me, and the pampered life of a princess of Shem. But my enemies, the ones who sent me here, they also await me there. Perhaps instead, I will travel with Conan a while, see the world by his side. He is formidable, yes, for a barbarian.
On returning to Conan, sadly, having spoken to Razma, it does not change what Conan says to us. This is something that could be patched at a later point. At level 50, we are now able to craft hardened steel weapons and tools. To make hardened steel, you need 2 steel bars and 1 brimstone. The biggest problem I found whilst crafting the harder steel bars was the amount of tar needed for the steelfire. Just remember to skin everything you kill and put it in the tannery. Having mentioned that, there is an alternative to hide. Coal can be placed in the fluid press, and that gives 1 tar for every 5 coal. So now we have the Mask of the Witch Queen, we can learn what is the next artefact we require.
Now the Priest King had an inordinate fondness for blood sport. I mean, you'd think a creature that spent his days elbow deep in tentacles, eyeballs and severed limbs would tire of violence. In any case, he used to put his bastard half-son in battles in the arena. It was all a bit of a joke, you know. Tyrus was a lot bigger than all the other humans, and so naturally, he excelled. But he was awarded the Star of the Champion by the Triumvirate. And the Warmaker, well, truth be told, he was a little put out about the success of the Priest King's son. So he put his pet dragon up against the boy. And just when he thought the bastard's luck had finally run out, he ripped off his own horn and jammed it into his brain by way of an eye socket. "I salute thee, noble beast," he said, and he pinned the Star of the Champion to the creature before giving up his gladiator career forever. Sickeningly noble bastard, but he knew how to please a crowd, so I'll give him that.
Star of the Champion it is then. In the next episode, we enter the arena and hunt down the Skeletal Dragon. We will also want to look the part by crafting the Aquilonian armour set. Until then, live, love, and burn with life.